All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about an AI prompting technique that is, no joke, a total game changer. It's called chain of thought prompting. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to go from getting a simple, maybe it's right, maybe it's not answer, to getting a fully reasoned out solution you can actually trust. Let's do this.
You've been here. We've all been here, right? You ask an AI a tricky question, something with a few moving parts, and it just spits back an answer. And you're left staring at it thinking, okay, but is that actually right? How in the world did it come up with that? You're just not sure you can trust it.
And that's really the heart of the issue. Most of the time, AI models just hand us the final result. They don't show their work. It's like a magic trick. But when the stakes are high, you don't want magic. You want to see the method. It's a total black box, and that makes it really hard to rely on the output. So yeah, this lack of transparency is what we call the AI black box. It's a super common problem, but here's the good news. It's a problem we are about to solve. But what if you could just, ask the AI to think out loud? Imagine being able to tell it, hey, show me your work. Walk me through this step by step, just like you had to do in math class. You could follow its logic, see where it might have gone wrong, and actually feel confident in the final answer. Well, guess what? You totally can.
And the key to doing that is this awesome technique called chain of thought prompting. This is how we pry open that black box. It's how we go from just getting an answer to actually understanding how the AI got there.
So what is it exactly? Well, chain of thought, or CoT, is really just a simple instruction you add to your prompt. You're telling the AI, hey, before you give me the answer, I want you to explain your thinking process. Instead of one giant leap to the conclusion, it takes you on the journey, step by step. And get this, it's not just a cool trick. Research shows it can make the AI way more accurate on tough problems, basically because it forces the model to slow down and break things down logically.
And this thing is incredibly useful. I mean, look at this list. It's perfect for anything that has more than one step. We're talking about tricky math problems, planning a whole vacation, or even something personal, like weighing the pros and cons of a big decision. Basically, if a problem is easier to solve when you break it down, then it's going to benefit from chain of thought prompting.
Okay, so you get the what and the why, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. I'm about to give you a super simple 4-step guide to writing killer chain of thought prompts. Here we go, your 4-step playbook. First, just ask yourself, is my question complex? Does it have a few parts? If yes, move to step 2. Add one of the magic phrases, something simple, like think step by step. Step 3, and this is a pro tip, ask it to put the final answer at the very end. It just makes things so much cleaner. And step 4, this is the most important one. You've got to actually review the reasoning. This turns you from a passive user into an active collaborator. You can spot a mistake and steer the AI back on track. All right, enough theory. It's time to see how this works in the real world. Let's look at a few examples that really show off what this technique can do. Okay, let's start with a classic grade school math problem. By adding think step by step, you don't just get, a number. You get the whole story. First, the calculation for the apples. Second, the calculation for the bananas. And third, the final sum. It's all right there. Totally transparent. No more mystery math. Now let's ramp up the complexity. Planning a trip. See what we did here? We didn't just ask it to think step by step. We actually gave it the steps. First do this, then do that. You're providing a roadmap for its reasoning. This takes a huge, messy request and turns it into a perfectly structured, super useful plan. CoT is also amazing for those big, messy personal decisions. With this prompt, the AI can't just jump to a simple yes or no. It's forced to act like a real advisor, laying out all the different factors, weighing the good against the bad. It becomes a structured thinking partner. And hey, it can even be fun. Look at this. You can use CoT for creative stuff too. A prompt like this makes the AI's response so much more engaging. You actually get to watch it play detective, connect the dots, and build its case. It's just a fantastic way to see the logic come to life. Okay, you've seen how powerful this is. Now let's talk about how to get it right every single time. Because knowing the common mistakes and how to sidestep them, that's the key to really mastering this. So here are a few traps to look out for. The biggest mistake is asking for the reasoning after you get a bad answer. It's too late then. The instruction has to be in the original prompt. Another thing, if the reasoning is super long and confusing, you can actually tell the AI to double-check its own work. Also, don't use this for simple one-step questions. That's just overkill. And finally, for those really complex tasks, don't just say think, guide its thinking. Tell it exactly how you want the problem broken down.
So let's boil it all down. Why should you use chain of thought prompting? It really comes down to these 4 things. 1. You get clarity. You can finally see the why behind the answer. 2. You build trust because you can actually check the work. 3. You have so much more control over the output. And 4, and this is huge, you actually learn. You understand the process, not just the final result.
Okay, now it's your turn to put this into practice. Think of a real decision you're trying to make. It could be anything. Then try a prompt just like the one on screen. Tell the AI to think step by step, have it list the pros and cons, and then give a recommendation. Just try it. I promise you'll be amazed at the difference it makes. So we figured out how to unlock the AI's mind, how to see its logic laid bare. But what if we could take it one step further? What if you could not only see the logic, but give that logic a specific voice, a role, even a personality? Well, that's exactly what we're going to get into next time. Thanks for joining me.